So moving on to the next team here, the team that was fourth in the division last year, just not very good. They let go of their quarterback in Carson Wentz to bring up the second-rated worst quarterback in all of NFL. And that is per football reference. I want to add second worst quarterback in all of starters. So, and that is the Philadelphia Eagles. So, Combs, we're going to kick it to you first here. What's that marquee game, man?
Look, I'm going to preface all this by saying I said last year when everybody was all about Jalen Hurts and Jalen Hurts should play, they should sit Carson Wentz, blah, 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 blah. Jalen Hurts was a better answer last season than Carson Wentz was, but he was not the answer. He is not the answer. He is not a good quarterback. He is a backup quarterback. He is a journeyman in this league. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and circle, I don't know, pick one because I don't have him winning very many games. I'd say week 5 versus Carolina. That's a winnable game. You got to come out and win that game, and maybe you'll win more games than I think you will. But I just don't see any scenario where this team has a successful season.
Do you have them winning that game versus Carolina week 5?
I do not.
You do not?
No.
Okay, so within the division of the NFC East, what does their division or their games look like?
0-6.
0-6, getting total swept by everybody in the NFC East. Wow. Okay, Tori, what about you? Marquee game for the Eagles.
I'm going with their game in Week 13 on December 5th against the New York Jets because I have them winless until that game.
Really? Wow.
So yes, and I think they play the Jets and they finally get their first win of the year. I think the Eagles are going to struggle mightily this year. They need to figure out A, what direction they're heading, B, what they're going to do at quarterback. So you either commit to Jalen Hurts or you don't this year. So yeah, I got them. I got them winning that game, and I only have them with one other win the rest of the season.
You had them getting 2 wins all season.
Yes.
So
I'm going 2-15.
And the division, are they winless just like what Combs has them?
I have them going 1-5 in the division.
1-5. So
let me guess, you haven't beaten the Cowboys.
I do in Week 17.
So let me ask you this question here. The Eagles did pick up Joe Flacco in the offseason, and you said we need to find out, as Philadelphia Eagles fans, we need to find out if Jalen Hurts is our guy. Do you at some point see Joe Flacco coming in to try to save the season, maybe save Jalen Hurts' confidence a little bit at all? I mean, do you have them going 2-15, which is horrible? So they had to shake something up, right?
I would 100% agree with you, but there again, if you're going to commit to Jalen Hurts, you're not going to bench him to save his confidence. That's not really the way of the NFL these days. I mean, it could be headed that way. Who knows? But I don't think so, because that's going to rattle him no matter what, that he got benched.
Right.
Either if he's getting destroyed, it's going to get rattled. If he gets benched, it's going to rattle him. It's all going to come down to what works best to motivate that player. Some guys respond better to negative criticism. Some guys, right, constantly need to be built up and stuff like that. So I'm not a coach of the Eagles, so I don't know what his mentality is like and
right,
what way best motivates him. So I don't think that putting Flacco in would be the answer. If you're going to do it, put Flacco in to start the season then, and say, hey, we're going to go with Joe. We're going to go with the experience. You're still learning the offense. I would do it then, and then see what happens.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I'm kind of taken back by that a little bit. But do you guys remember the name of the quarterback, Wentz Young, for the Tennessee Titans? About 2004, I think he was in the league.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see a lot of Wentz Young in this kid. Because, I mean, the pure athletic ability, the able to stretch the pocket. But
you think he's going to contemplate suicide?
Yeah, I'm being serious. I don't wish that upon anybody, but I feel like he is a head case, right? Because he transferred, from Alabama to OU, right? just because he didn't want to battle for that starting quarterback's spot. And so
Yeah.
I think when you get into the NFL and you face this adversity, and let's just be honest, the Philadelphia Eagle fans are assholes. You know, they will be on you, and they will let you know that you suck. And I feel like he is a person that has to be consistently patted on the back, saying you are doing good, you are doing good. So I think Tori's right. I think Joe Flacco has to start the season if you want any production out of this guy at all. Because if he starts the season, and you know, Tori, you said you said you had their first win coming week 13.
Yeah, against the Jets.
Yeah, so like if you start 0-12, his psyche is shot, and he will never bounce back. So like I am not trying to be mean. No. Clearly I don't know the guy, but like that is kind of what I see. Like, you know, reading between the lines, just between transferring.
They have a really strong schedule the first 6 weeks. Too.
They do. It's brutal.
I have them winning week 1. I have them beating Atlanta, but then they lose to San Francisco, Dallas, Kansas City. Even Carolina beats them because they're just on a roll of losing.
Right.
Then they lose to Tampa Bay. Then they lose to the Raiders even before they finally beat Detroit, who I think is probably the only team in the NFC that's worse than them.
Which that is false. The Lions win that game.
Well, and now we already did the freaking NFC South, so I have the Falcons going to like a 12-5 or 11-6.
We haven't done that.
But now they're going to trade. I
have them at 2-15.
Well, now they're gonna trade Julio. I'm gonna have to go back and redo some things.
Yeah.
So fun fact, where we haven't done the NFC South yet. I just want to put that.
I thought we did.
No.
Maybe we're just talking about it.
Yeah. So the game that I have circled here is that Week 4 game versus the Kansas City Chiefs, because I think this is a measuring point for the Philadelphia Eagles this season and their quarterback situation. If they somehow hang with the Kansas City Chiefs defensively and offensively, and it is even within a 13-point game, I could kind of see them catapulting, you know, building off that momentum and through the rest of the season. But I do have them losing to the Kansas City Chiefs, and I have them losing bad, and I actually have them going 5-12 on the season, 2-4 in the division. Tori, what is your overall record for the Philadelphia Eagles?
So I have them going 2-15 and 1-5 in the division.
What about you, Combs?
I just
sorry,
not a lot of hope.
Sorry, I lost my place here. Where were we at?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Sorry. Yep. Crap. My whole thing just wiped out on me.
Bummer.
I had the Philadelphia Eagles at 0-6 in the division.
Oh, what about their overall record?
Overall record, I had them at 3-14.
Wow, so you guys are not giving much love to the Eagles at all, and I'm doubling their wins, and that's just 5. So that shows you how much confidence we have in the Philadelphia Eagles this season. But there has to be a MVP, there has to be a shining point somewhere on this team. Tori, who is your team MVP for the Eagles?
I don't know. Who's their kicker? Because he's going to kick because that team's going to kick a lot of field goals this year because they ain't going to be scoring a ton of touchdowns.
Their place kicker is Jake Elliott. I feel like he's been there forever.
And he's not. He's only been there probably 4 or 5 years. I think
only 26 years old. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, give me the kicker, kicker for the win.
Yeah. Well,
just because that's the Eagles season in a nutshell.
What about you, Combs?
I mean, there's really not going to be any highlights to this team, so let's go with Darius Slay. I think Darius Slay will have a big year for them this year.
And I'm going to go with Miles Sanders. I think they're going to be running the ball a lot this season, so I think Miles Sanders is probably going to touch the ball 20 to 25 times every game, and it would not be surprising if he gets 15, 16, 100 yards this season. So I think Miles Sanders is going to be the bright spot of this team, unfortunately. Man, guys, are they the worst football team in the NFC East?
Yeah.
Hands down?
By far.
I think they're the worst